was in high school. There are a group of autists in our school. They spend most of their time in a place called the Core. Most of them were pretty chill, except for one, Smudge. He got his nickname because one time he was caught wiping shit over the bathroom stalls once. He didn't seem to mind the nickname. He thought people were being nice to him. Part 1. The Trip. One time we went to the park in the woods to do some activities like kayaking and wall climbing. The tards were bought but kept separate from the normal kids. It was my class' turn to go kayaking. The tards were supposed to go at the same time as us, as we were the smallest class. We all go into the changing room and change into waterproof clothing so we don't get our school stuff wet. Tards are kept in this separate changing room. After a while, we hear screaming from outside the door. What the fuck, the JPEG? Smudge suddenly bursts through the door, screaming as a tard guard trails slowly behind him. He starts screaming at an individual people and dodging the tard guard, his flaccid penis swinging around as he finally runs out of the room. And that was my first interaction with Smudge, the start of many more. Part 2. Home Economics. This is our first time in Home, EC. Thought it was a good year to integrate the tards into normal classes because they receive compliments from parents. We were making Rice Krispie cakes today. Teacher pairs us up with tards to help them cook. Guess who gets paired with Smudge? Teacher gives us all a bit of chocolate to melt. Fucking Smudge eats that shit as soon as it was handed to him. Teacher hands me a piece. I melt the chocolate and start mixing the cereal into it. I want a mix! What the fuck? Smudge instantly sticks his hand into the mix of Rice Krispies and chocolate, swirling it around in the bowl. He even fucking takes his hand out, licks the chocolate off it, and continues to fucking mix. Did I mention that he stinks like absolute shit 24/7? You can smell the pure stench of shit before you even see him enter the room. Teacher forces him out of the class, and the tard guard comes in to collect him after he rips the Rice Krispies. Part 3. The School Dance. In our school, we had a Christmas dance coming up. Live in Scotland, so it's usually just a bunch of dancing with grills. Smudge wants a date. He keeps asking girls, but keeps getting rejected. He goes to the dance anyway. He looms like a complete shit on the day. Dirty polo shirt, fucking cargo shorts. My school has 2 halls. One hall for the dance, other hall for some snacks set out, like a buffet. In the middle of the dance, Smudge keeps asking girls to dance. They all reject him. He eventually goes to a tard rage, pulling down a curtain. Bumped up kicks the JPEG. He runs into the other hall and starts tipping over bowls of crisps, dropping orange juice to the floor. Teachers close the door and wait for the tard guards to arrive. Guess who was one of the students locked in there with him? It's ya boy. Guess who almost got covered in orange juice and had to go home? Ya boy. Smudge was suspended for a bit, but wasn't forced to pay anything because of his tardness. It's not a long story, but it's worth saying it that Smudge was once caught joking in a class. Part 4. English. I was in the same English class as Smudge. This is before we got separated for our abilities and subjects. The desks were arranged so that 2 students could sit at them and look at the front. English teachers put me and Smudge together because she knew I worked with him at Home Ec. She doesn't know about the incident. Nearly gag every second I'm sitting next to him. I didn't know one human could smell so much like rancid shit. The teacher used to go around the class and make us all read out at one time. She goes to Smudge. Smudge can barely read, takes ages to read out words. He starts getting mad at the book. Literally rips pages out the fucking book and spits on it. Teacher yells at him to get outside. It only causes Smudge to become worse. He starts screeching at the teacher, tearing my book before he runs out the class. Teacher eventually found him in the bathroom. Part 4. The Talent Show. Our English teacher thinks it would be a good idea if we do a talent show for the rest of the school. She gives us the option to either perform or help with the production. Your boy is on the lighting. Smudge loves magic. He wants to do a magic set. No one has seen his act. Tells everyone it's a surprise. It's on the day. I'm in the booth at the top, so I have perfect view. A girl playing the violin comes off and Smudge goes onto the stage. Literally all of the school is there. Tardgar's on standby just in case something happens. He is wearing a shitty cape that has shitty stars glued to it. He brings out a magician's hat. Everyone's on edge. He pulls out a stuffed rabbit from the hat. What? This is too normal for him. He then scrambles around looking for something. He looks like he's panicking. He must have left something at home. He just stands there, doing nothing. English teacher telling him to come off. He just stands there. I was told by my friend who was sitting at the front that it suddenly smelled even more like shit than usual. Did he just... He did. He just literally fucking shit himself. He starts running off stage, knocking over the girl that was getting ready to go on next, getting it crashing behind the curtains and screaming as tards are suddenly in pursuit. They found him in the toilet again. Shit literally smeared in the toilet. He grabbed the shit from his pants and tried to put it in the toilet. The janitor was good friends with my mother, so that's why I know this. Smudge is suspended once again. The principal questions if the tard guards are doing an effective job. One is fired. Part 5. Smudge gets a girlfriend. Smudge eventually starts hanging around with the other autist. One is a small, downy girl. She's pretty chill. She speaks to me on occasion. Smudge comes in his pants at the thought of having a girlfriend. He constantly asks her to date. She eventually says yes. He does not leave her. Just walking by, you can tell she is extremely uncomfortable. We sit down in history. He immediately sits down and shouts for someone, trying to take the seat next to him, since he wants his GF to sit next to him. Tard guys eventually come in and sit next to Smudge. "Oh, have you got a new friend?" "She's my girlfriend!" he screams out. Downy girl looks like she's about to burst into tears. "We're going to have sex after and get married!" Downy girl runs out of the room. Smudge is in swift pursuit, followed by the tard guards. I still don't know what happened to the Downy girl after that. She was moved out of all Smudge's classes. I guess who at this point was in all of his classes? Your boy. Part 6. Smudge in the canteen. Smudge usually sits alone at the cafeteria. For some reason he decides he wants to come over to my table with my friends. "Hey guys!" Jesus Christ, what? Smudge never learned his indoor voice. Tardguard sits down too. "I told Smudge to come over and make some new friends since he knows you." How dare you just throw us under the bus, Thought. "I can get you food." "No, it's Smudge ignores and runs over to the cafe. He runs past the line. Tardguard says to me, "Look, he's trying to do something nice for you all." Smudge grabs a bunch of food with his bare, probably shit-covered hands. Lots of it. I mean, lots. He stands by the cashier and gives her a £5 note and just walks off. "Hey, that isn't an..." Smudge fucking spits at her. Some of his dribble gets on the food. Tardguard runs up, grabbing him and attempting to get the food off him. Smudge refuses, screaming and throwing mini pizzas, brownies and shit like that. A good £50 worth of school food on the floor. He runs towards our table, dropping the mushed up brownie as he sprints out the cafe, probably towards the bathroom once again. Part 7. Smudge and the bully. We were all mean to Smudge, some people more than others. There were a group of kids that always loved to pick on him. One day, Smudge had decided he had enough. He asked to go to the bathroom during class. The teachers always had someone escort him, since he always gets up to shenanigans. I volunteer because I needed to go too. As soon as we leave the class, Smudge had sprinted down the hall. I would have chased after him, but I didn't care. I eventually got to the bathroom. I found Smudge hanging over some lockers. What the fuck? I come after, finally realizing what he's doing. He was literally pissing in one of their lockers. Oh Christ. Run to get the tard guard. When we return, Smudge was nowhere to be seen, piss all over this one kid's locker. Got in trouble for letting him doing it. Worth.
Thank you for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe to Mr. Green and check out all of his social medias down below. My name Goda.